There are places in this world that do not call to you with noise or color, but with something softer. Something older. A quiet presence you can feel before you can explain it. Aoshima is one of those places. A small island, floating alone in the sea, where time does not seem to move in the same direction as everywhere else. You begin the journey across calm water, the ferry moving slowly, almost cautiously, as if it knows it is traveling toward a place that should not be rushed. The sea is still. The sky is vast. The island appears as a small shape in the distance, simple, almost unremarkable. Yet, there is something in the air. Something watching. Something waiting. When the ferry finally reaches the island, there are no loud greetings. No crowds. No signs telling you what to do or where to go. Just the sound of water touching wood, the soft creaking of the dock, and the faint rustle of wind. And then you see them. Cats. Dozens of them. Some sitting in the sunlight as if sculpted into the moment. Some walking slowly along the pier. Some watching from rooftops, ledges, or low stone walls. They do not rush toward you. They do not demand attention. They simply exist, quietly, fully, as though they know the island belongs to them. As you step off the boat, you feel their eyes on you. Not in an uncomfortable way. Not in a threatening way. But in a way that makes you realize something very clear and very immediate. Here, you are the visitor. They are the ones who remain. The island once had many people. Fishermen, families, voices drifting across the harbor. But life changed. Opportunities moved somewhere else. The young left, the old stayed, and nature took back everything else in the gentlest possible way. The cats did not take over. They simply stayed. And now, they are everywhere. On windowsills warmed by afternoon sun. On overturned boats that no longer sail. In narrow pathways between homes that look weathered but loved. The cats move like the tide, gradual, natural. Without intention, but always present. You walk through the village, and the silence feels thick but comforting. There are no engines. No rush. No footsteps except your own and the soft tapping of paws. The pacing of your breathing begins to slow. Your thoughts begin to settle. The island has its own rhythm, and you are beginning to move with it. You realize how rarely, in most places, you are truly present. But here, the world pulls you into awareness. The sound of the breeze. The smell of salt in the air. The weight of your steps on old ground. The soft gaze of a cat sitting just close enough to be near you, but not close enough to require anything of you. You are not being crowded. You are being acknowledged. Videos online often show Aoshima as a cute paradise. Tourists laughing, feeding treats, holding cameras. But those videos show only the first layer. They show the arrival. The novelty. They do not show the moment when the novelty fades and something else begins. Because when you stay here long enough, you start to feel that the island is not simply a place where cats live. It is a place shaped by them, calmed by them, held together by their quiet presence. There is no hurry here because the island does not understand hurry. The past has settled into the present, and neither is in conflict with the other. Time folds in on itself gently. There is no need for progress. There is no race forward. There is only the continuation of being. You sit on a bench. You watch the sea. You breathe slowly. A cat curls near your feet, not asking for touch, not asking for food, just sharing space with you. And in that stillness, in that quiet companionship, you understand that this place is not meant to impress you. It is meant to be felt. Aoshima is not a destination. It is an experience of presence. A reminder that the world does not always have to move fast. That not everything needs to be accomplished. That life can simply be lived. And in that moment, you do not feel like you have arrived somewhere new. You feel like you have returned to something ancient. Something that remembers you even if you did not know it before. As the day grows softer, the light begins to change. Shadows stretch across stone and grass. The sea glows with quiet gold. And the cats begin to move in a way that feels deliberate, though not rushed. They gather in small groups, not driven by hunger or instinct, but by some shared rhythm that belongs to the island itself. You follow a narrow path. The air is gentle. The world feels like it has exhaled. You pass an old boat, its wood faded into silver by years of salt and sun. A few cats rest inside it, like guardians of a memory no one speaks aloud. You walk past a house with walls softened by time, and a cat sits in its window, watching the horizon instead of you. It seems to know something the sky has not yet revealed. The quiet here does not feel empty. It feels full. Full of presence. Full of awareness. You begin to understand why so many people leave the island feeling changed. Not because anything dramatic happened. Not because they discovered some hidden secret. But because the silence allows you to finally hear your own thoughts clearly. The world outside moves so quickly that the mind never settles. Here, there is nothing pushing, nothing pulling. Only being. As twilight deepens, the island reveals another layer. The cats stop wandering and begin to settle. Some gather near the pier. Some sit on raised steps of old houses. Others rest along the wall that faces the open sea. They face the same direction, not in formation, not in perfect alignment, but in quiet unity, as though they are all listening to the same distant voice. You do not hear anything. But something inside you understands that they do. It is not eerie. It is not frightening. It is simply something you feel rather than see. A familiarity. A sense that the island is not just a place, but a memory. Not your memory, but the world's. The light fades slowly, and the first hint of night rises. The sea becomes darker. But the surface holds the last reflection of the sky. The village becomes a silhouette of simple shapes and soft edges. And the cats remain where they are, watching the horizon with patience that belongs to creatures who have never rushed for anything. You sit near them. You do not speak. You do not move more than necessary. There is no need. The moment does not ask anything of you. You are not expected to understand. You are only expected to be here. In the stillness, you notice your breathing. Slow. Even. Quiet. For the first time in a long time, you feel present inside your own life. Eventually, one of the island's remaining residents walks past. An older woman, her steps soft, her movements gentle, like she has learned to live in the same rhythm as the sea. She sees you sitting there, and she smiles in a way that is warm, but also knowing. Not amusement. Not curiosity. Recognition. You ask her, not with urgency, but with genuine wondering, why the cats behave the way they do. Why they move together. Why they watch the world so carefully. She looks toward the sea, just as the cats do. The cats belong to the island, she says softly. And the island remembers things. It always has. She does not elaborate. And she does not need to. Her words are not meant to explain. They are meant to be understood without thinking. Some places are not guarded by walls. Some places are not shaped by human hands. Some places are held together by something quieter than that. Memory. Presence. Time that does not disappear but settles into the earth. The cats are not symbols. They are not guardians in a mythical sense. They are simply part of the island's breath. They move with the tide of things that have always been here. You begin to feel that Aoshima does not tell its story. It lets you feel it. Night settles fully. The world grows soft and dark, but not heavy. Cats move through the shadows like thoughts that do not need words. Some walk beside you without touching. Some sit behind you without being seen. You do not feel watched. You feel accompanied. The island does not ask anything of you. It does not require belief, or understanding, or explanation. It only asks that you be here, completely. When morning comes, the ferry returns. The island does not change for your departure. It remains as it was when you arrived, still, quiet, breathing. The cats gather again near the dock, just as before. Not to say goodbye. Not to ask you to return. But to acknowledge that you were here. And as the boat pulls away, you look back. The island grows small, but you know the feeling will not fade. Aoshima is not a place that tries to stay with you. But it does. Not loudly, not dramatically, but gently, quietly, like a memory you did not know you had been missing. A memory of stillness, a memory of presence, a memory of simply being alive, without needing to be anything else. And as the sea carries you away, you understand, the island does not remain in your mind. It remains in your breath.